Merry Christmas, Freedom Casters. We are so happy you're listening today.
What? Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good day.
To all a good day, because you'll probably be listening to this in the morning, or as you drift off to sleep before Santa Claus comes a knocking. Either way, we're happy to have you listening to our show.
Today is a very special show because...
They're all special.
Yes, but today's extra special because it's a festive show. We are going to be talking about...
Santa Claus
and multiple different traditions in different parts of the world that you may or may not know. Some of them are very interesting. And then we are going to talk about some of our favorite Christmas traditions because we can and because it's always fun to talk about traditions. So, to get us started, I'm going to tell you guys my absolute favorite one, and then Jordan's going to take over a little bit with some. So, this tradition comes from Sweden. And they have...
It comes from Sweden, man.
That was really bad. They construct a 13-meter goat in the middle of a castle square. And 13 meters, there's about 3 feet in a meter. That's a big goat.
So, a 40-foot goat.
It's a big goat.
Like a huge tree, instead it's a goat.
Yeah, instead of like a massive tree with lights, they just have... basically a goat shrine. It's pretty cool. But what the really interesting part is, they don't just build this goat. Somehow along the way, it became part of the tradition for people to try to burn this goat down. And that wasn't why they put the goat there, but somehow that happened, which I think is very interesting. And so it's always been, every year people try to burn this huge goat down in the middle of the square. And I think it said...
Yeah, I feel like you get to you burn it down. So this is since 1966. You get to the point where maybe 5 or 6 times people have burned it down, and you think that maybe they would create a way for it not to get burned down, or there would be extra police forces in the area, or surveillance or something to help prevent it. But how many times has it been burned down, Miranda?
29 times since 1966.
And then the last one happened last year in 2016. So it may be burnt down again this year. It might not. I don't know. I'm anxious to find out. I'm going to look it up.
I know we should have looked that up before to see if the goat still lives. I wonder if they have a live video stream like they do of baby eagles. And you can just watch the goat.
Watch the goat burn. That's so sad.
But yeah, definitely look that up because... I think we should start that in America, but I don't know. We have too many arsons here. It would never last.
I don't think it would even last.
Yeah, but
if the goal was to burn it down, it would be brought down.
Somehow it would start a wildfire, though. It would get out of hand over here.
Yep.
Americans would take it too far.
I think that goat would not be up too long.
Yeah. So, yes, that's the Gavle goat.
The Gavle goat from Sweden. That's number 1. We got 13 for you. Second one is Krampus from Austria. So there's definitely a movie based on this. Miranda and I have not seen it because we're not really too fond of scary movies. But basically, Krampus is a beast-like creature that frightens kids. Blah! And punishing the bad ones, of course. Obviously, it's not Halloween, but... the Krampus lives, and that is in Austria. I think I said that already. So that's just the tradition. People dress up as Krampus, in the same, I guess, way that we dress up for things on Halloween, just trying to frighten children. So kind of a crazy, interesting tradition over there in Austria. Austria, mate. I'm working on my accents.
We should have practiced more.
We should have practiced some accents.
But I do like that it seems very... scary. It's a very scary Christmas.
I think Thor could take on the Krampus, huh?
The Krampus.
Mine was a little better than yours. It's all right. Okay, number 3. This one's amazing. We talked about this in our Office episode. Neither of us knew that it was a real thing until I looked it up yesterday. The Bellschnickel is a real thing. Miranda, can you repeat that for our audience?
The Bellschnickel is a real thing.
Cheer or fear, Bellschnickel's here. Yeah, it's a real Christmas tradition. It's a Pennsylvania Dutch thing, so very, very much exactly, I think, how they portrayed it in The Office is how the legend goes. So if you haven't seen that episode about Bellschnickel, definitely do that. It's hilarious. Everything that Dwight does is hilarious, but you can look that up. Just another play on, evil Santa kind of thing. And I guess in a similar way to the Krampus was a play on the, kind of like an evil Santa. That's kind of what that is. So just a weird, crazy tradition. We're going to jump to number 4. And this one's...
I like number 4.
This one's an interesting one. I actually didn't know this. Actually, I really didn't know any of these except for Belschnickel, but I didn't know that was a real thing. So this is cool.
Like a typical American, I have no idea what's going on in the rest of the world.
Yes, they are. Yep. Unfortunately, I'm like the same. So,
but apparently in Japan, Christmas isn't really a big deal. They have, some small traditions, gift giving, but on a much smaller scale, and lights. But a quirky tradition has kind of started there, and that is KFC. Classic. What else would you want on Christmas?
Yeah, why would you need anything else other than a KFC dinner for Christmas Day, for a Christmas Day feast?
Yeah, so apparently they just eat KFC on Christmas.
I can't remember exactly where I read this, but there is, someone did claim that this was, and this is a claim, and who knows why. We never know why things truly become viral, why things become traditions, but someone claimed that it was in... because KFC did a marketing campaign in Japan in, I think, 1973 or around that, at that point, it's been a big deal ever since for the Japanese people to eat KFC for dinner. Now, I'm sure not every family does this. It's the same exact thing that not every family gets a Christmas tree, but it's still a tradition, and it is something that a lot of people do. Miranda and I didn't get a Christmas tree this year. We didn't even think about it. All of a sudden, it was a week before Christmas, so we're like, whoa. What happened?
It just sneaks up on you.
But I do like that one. This next one, number 5, is from Norway. And now this tradition, people actually hide their brooms on Christmas Eve. They do that because they believe witches and evil spirits come out on Christmas Eve looking for the brooms to ride on.
They're afraid Harry Potter's going to sneak up on them and play some Quidditch with their brooms.
Yep, Expelliarmus! Going to take those brooms away. Now, that may be a very, very serious tradition. They may, the Norway people might believe in that. I don't know. Definitely, again, it's crazy to you unless you're in there. I can imagine a lot of people from other countries that don't celebrate Christmas with Christmas trees being like, why would someone bring a tree into their house and decorate it? Like, I can see how someone would think that's crazy because if you really think about it, it's nuts.
I feel like someone could just come over and watch footage from Black Friday and be like, wow, these people are crazy.
Well, they would think that we were insane because Black Friday is kind of an insane holiday tradition.
Cyber Monday's better.
I love Cyber Monday. I'm always on Amazon looking for deals. I never find anything, never buy anything.
That's not true.
On Cyber Monday. Yeah. I love Amazon. Okay, moving on. Number 6, Venezuela. Venezuela. I said that just like they would say it. Venezuela. Venezuela. On Christmas Eve, for the service, they skate to church. I read about this. I couldn't find anything that said why they do it. It seems like no one knows. And I'm not just saying that because I didn't do the research. That's people say they're like, we don't know how this started, but it's a thing now. They block off streets and they block traffic so that people can skate to church for Christmas Eve.
Like rollerblade, not ice skate.
Like skate.
Yeah, but
like roller skates.
You can ice skate or roller skate. I'm just clarifying.
I don't think they ice skate to church.
I mean, I doubt they would in Venezuela.
Probably not.
I just wanted to clarify. I didn't know if they, put out some ice skating rings.
I'm sure there are a few that will rollerblade, maybe. Because rollerblading is actually a lot easier.
It really is.
Which is weird. Anyway, number 7, Germany.
Yes, and this one, my family has actually done this before too. You stick a pickle in the tree, and the goal is to be the first person to find the pickle, and whoever finds the pickle gets a gift. My sister has done this, and she gives out like an iTunes gift card if you're the first one. I don't think I've ever found the pickle though first, so...
You must find the pickle. You gotta talk like a German.
But that's a fun tradition.
Find das Pickle.
Nein,
find pickle.
I feel like our accents are obnoxious.
They're obnoxious. That's all right.
That's okay.
The next one is number 8, Ukraine. They decorate their trees. Okay, so in Ukraine, they actually bring trees into, so maybe I guess it's not just in America. But instead of decorating them with lights and garland and tinsel and all those fun things, they actually decorate the trees with artificial spiders and webs. So I think what they'll do is they probably wrap the tree in some kind of web-looking thing. And then the one picture I saw had them put a giant spider on it. So I thought that was very interesting. I'm not sure why. And that would scare my nieces and nephews to death if they knew that was a real thing, because they're actually super scared of spiders.
They would move out.
There was even a story when they brought home a Christmas tree and there was a spider in it, and it became this whole ordeal, and it's hilarious. I wish I was there for it because I would have laughed at them, but I probably should have. But maybe it was good that I wasn't there because I would have laughed at them. They would have been upset, and I would have been part of the scarring for life. So that's Ukraine. That's number 8. That's a very interesting one. I liked that one. Hopefully you found that interesting too. Number 9, Estonia. Families head to the sauna together during Christmas Eve. Now that sounds nice.
That sounds very nice. I think that's one we should pick up over here.
I think we ought to add that one to our list of Christmas traditions. Miranda, what do you think?
Sounds good to me. I'll hit up the sauna.
Yeah, I'll hit up the sauna, head to a spa.
Yeah, get a massage.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Want to move to Estonia?
Sure. I'm not
All right,
even
who's coming
sure
with
where
us?
it is.
Okay, me and Miranda both have to admit, we may probably even talked about this before, our geography is terrible. So we say these are around the world. I don't know. These all may be in one little spot. I can't tell you. I'm terrible at geography. I once thought Africa was, what was that? South America was part of Africa or something. I didn't really think that, but I got made fun of really hard because I said something really wrong. I'm not an idiot, but my geography is terrible. I thought Miranda was going to say, like, well.
The funny part is that came up because our friend was talking about, we said afterwards, in Black Panther, what's the country he comes from?
Wakanda.
He thought Wakanda was a real African country, so he was Googling Wakanda, like where it was in Africa. And that's how, like, the conversation came up.
I didn't know that. So all along I'm being made fun of and someone thought Wakanda was an actual place?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess I wouldn't.
You probably thought it was a real place, too.
I would have said about 95% it wasn't a real place, but I would have wanted to leave myself a security blanket because my geography is so terrible.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure they made up Wakanda for Marvel.
Yeah, well, you never know.
I would have said that.
Things, yeah.
I know a lot of Marvel stuff, sometimes. But not geography. What number are we on? No, number 10. Miranda, you want to give us that one from Iceland?
10. Number 10. This one I like because they have a Yule Cat mythical beast. And people have to buy new clothing before Christmas. And if they don't, the Yule Cat mythical beast will eat them.
Rawr!
So
I wish we could add like sound effects and stuff. No, we can just do it. We can talk the language. Hey, you know some Icelandic.
Glugavator.
What does that mean? I love it. Miranda was actually studying
window weather.
She was actually studying some Icelandic. What is it again?
Glugavator.
Glugavator.
It means window weather, and it's a phrase they use commonly over in Iceland.
So that was cool. That was number 10, the Yule Cat. Don't let the Yule Cat get you. That means you just got to buy clothes for everyone. It's probably only if you're in Iceland, though. So if you visit Iceland or are there for Christmas, I'd imagine.
You might get eaten by the cat.
It's probably the Yule Cat probably can't go anywhere he wants.
Yeah, but I would like to be forced to buy new clothing, be told. You have to buy new clothes.
It's part of tradition, and you got to. You have to have new clothes every year. Okay, number 11 is from Italy. Children believe in a witch named Befana. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. Befana, who delivers sweets and toys on January 5th of all days. I don't know why January 5th, but maybe Christmas, maybe the 25th is to some people like, why do they do the 25th? So there may very well be a reason for January 5th on our end. All right, we will move to number 12, Slovakia. The tradition in this country is that the most senior man throws laksa pudding at the ceiling. And then the more that ends up sticking to the ceiling, the better. Now, I would love this as a kid. Hey, guys, what are we doing tonight? We're throwing pudding at the ceiling, but not you. Only your dad. Okay. Whoever is the tog in the family, the old guy, is going to throw that laksa pudding. And then if you have a lot that sticks, then you are lucky, apparently. So that's a cool tradition from Slovakia. Miranda, you want to reel us in with our last one from Canada?
Yes, Canada.
This one's pretty cool. I like this. I don't know if it's true, but I hope it is.
So in Canada, when they write a letter to the North Pole to Santa Claus, they are opened and read and replied to. So I guess because Canada's so close to the North Pole, Santa's probably like, well, I'll just answer these. These are my neighbors. These are my locals. But he won't, might not answer everybody else's.
I just wonder. Yeah, I wonder who does that. Like, who gets paid to reply to these letters? And if someone outside of the country knows to send the letter to that specific address, I can't remember what the specific address is off the top of my head, but it was very specific, like Santa Claus, North Pole, Canada, ho, ho, ho had to be part of it too.
Oh,
it was a very specific address, but if you sent it there, then people would respond to you. But I just wonder, do they have like a department for that? Like, does someone get paid every day to go in during Christmas?
You should have started with spoiler alert. Santa's not real. 'Cause, it's probably Santa answering.
What if people are wait, Santa's not real? That's what they should say in the letter? That would be terrible. Dear 5-year-old Jimmy, I am fake. I do not exist.
No, I'm saying you're asking who's getting paid to do this. Like, I think Santa just does it.
Oh, that's true. You're right. I didn't actually get that part of the joke, but that's all right.
So that was 13 interesting Christmas traditions. I wanted to talk a little bit about what my family did growing up when it was Christmas Eve. We'd always hang our stockings up Christmas Eve. We didn't hang them up earlier. We would go to church and we'd come back and then we'd hang up our stockings, and we always took a picture of the family on the stairs with the stockings in front of us in the picture. And we would always take like a normal cute picture, and then we would take like a crazy goofy picture because that's just how my family is.
Was this Christmas Eve?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then we always went to, my sister kind of took over the Christmas Eve party thing. We always had a Christmas Eve party. And then Christmas Day, and this, even when I was like older, I would still, we would wake up, and we'd wake up super early, and we'd sit at the top of the steps, and we would just sit there and wait and be excited until our mom and dad woke up and told us we could go downstairs. And then we would have like a stampede down the stairs because there's 5 of us. And then our presents would all just be stacked and piled up on our couch.
No wrappings, right? You just each had your own pile of stuff?
We each had a little name plaque that we put out the night before too, and then wherever we put our name, there like no wrapping, nothing to open. Like, it was just sensory overload, just like a pile of new presents.
I think that I like that. I think that's cool. I think it's like, because wrapping is cool, there's like excitement there, but I think you're right, it's like that sensory overload, like, look at all my stuff. Like, that's so, I like that. That's cool that your mom just decided to do that.
And I think probably it started out as a practical, I'm not wrapping 200 presents sort of thing.
200?
My parents, they got us way too many presents. We were spoiled.
You were blessed.
So, yeah. So I think it was more, I'm not, it doesn't make sense to wrap 20 presents for each of the 5 children. We're just going to stick it in a pile. So, yeah. But it was always, that was always so exciting. And we would get up, 4:30 and sit on the steps. And it's good. It's good because we had each other. So we'd wake up at 4 and then we would just sit and talk and be excited for an hour or 2 hours, however long it took before everyone else got up.
If we have kids, are you going to do the same thing? Are you going to tell little Benji and little Bella they got to sit on the stairs?
Yeah.
We've talked about names. Just as a side note, if you like Benji and Bella, just tell us, because I think those names are cool. I just thought of Bella for the first time ever. Miranda's giving me the eyes like she hates it and loves it at the same time, so I don't know.
Bella reminds me of Twilight.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Beauty and the Beast.
That's Belle.
I know it's Belle. Okay, For the record, I knew it was Belle. It's close. For the record, I knew that.
No. See,
Are we just going to sensory overload them with presents? Actually, no. How me and you are, we're going to be even more minimalist at that point, and they're not going to get anything.
No, we're going to give them a scavenger hunt. They have
a scavenger hunt to find one gift.
They have one present, but they have to go through like a 10-step scavenger hunt / puzzle / physical challenge to get to it.
I do literally already feel bad for our children that we may not even have.
And we'll videotape the whole thing, and then they have to watch it like the next year, and figure out where they can improve.
Yeah, if you do better next year, there may be 2 gifts, little Benji.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
My friends got all kinds of cool stuff, but I love you guys.
Joey got a bike. All I got was this lousy granola bar.
It's better than last year. I just got a stick last year. You were supposed to pretend it was a lightsaber, Benji. Okay, we have completely digressed. Let's get Miranda to bring us back. Where are we going? We have some other cool traditions from our families.
Yeah, that was growing up what kind of my traditions were. Now, Jordan and I, we've actually, since we've been married, I feel like each Christmas has been a little different because
Pretty much every one has been a little different. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we were working on Christmas 2 years. And this year we have different jobs, but now we're in North Carolina. Before that, we were in Pennsylvania. So those were more consistent. So some of the things that we did when we were in Pennsylvania was we would invite, whatever family we could get to come over, and we would have a gingerbread making.
Yeah, the one year was really cool.
Competition, but
yeah, we just had a gingerbread making night. The one year was really cool when we had my parents and my sister and your dad. We kind of had us all over just hanging out for a while, like during Christmas. It was really cool. I liked that day.
Yeah, it was awesome. So the important thing is after you build the gingerbread house, you had to smash it.
And this was not debate. This was non-debatable. You had to actually smash it.
Yeah, non-negotiable.
Thank you. I knew it wasn't a word. I was like, what is it? So sometimes you just can't think of a word. You're like, I know what it is, and you want to say and then whatever the word that you're thinking is, and it just doesn't work. You know what I mean?
We sound so crazy tonight, but it's okay.
It's all right. We are nuts.
Christmas spirit, man.
The Christmas spirit just makes you a little bit crazy. So we know you love us, so you're gonna bear with us a little bit.
Yeah. So that was one of my favorite things that we did. We would also try to go to a midnight church service on Christmas Eve. I think it was technically at 11, but that was always really cool to do that Christmas Eve and then come back late and then get all excited. And
what happened the one year, Miranda? That was a hilarious story.
So
it's probably not going to sound as funny telling it, but it was one of those moments really that was just like, it was hilarious and embarrassing, but hilarious.
There are lots of moments in my life where I just start cracking up and I can't stop. And it's something so ridiculous and small, but I just think it's so funny. And if I get started, I just can't stop. So Jordan's mom had a little cough during the service. So she, was like asking down the line, hey, you have a cough drop? You got a cough drop? And I got super excited because I never have any sort of like medicine on me. I don't think
Miranda's like the least prepared person I've ever met, but it's okay. She never really needs to be.
I don't think I've ever even bought medicine in my life.
No, you're resistant to every type of cold and flu, so you wouldn't need to have it. So go ahead.
I never have any, I'm not, if you need Advil, don't ask me. I'm not going to have it, So I got so excited because in my coat pocket, I had a cough drop. I was like, this is going to get me like major in-law points. Here I am, all prepared. Christmas Eve, going to save the day. And, I pass it over. And she starts trying to open it. And this cough drop must have been like 2 years old because the wrapper had fused to the cough drop.
Oh, and they fuse. I'm sure they fuse.
And so she was over there trying to get this wrapper off. And then I think she handed it to you and you were trying to get it off. And it just,
I think at one point all of us were trying to get it off and we couldn't.
and I mean, we were sitting like further in the back, but
this is a very small church that was just happened to be across the street from Miranda and I. It was a Methodist, I think.
yeah. And I mean, we stuck out.
There was probably about
because-
30, 40 people. 30.
Yeah,
Third
and
at max.
you could tell those were, people that had gone there for years. They could look at us and know for sure that we were like,
We were just visitors.
yeah, we were just visitors. So we were sitting in the back too. And so I just start like cracking up. I can't help it. It's too funny. Like everyone should completely focus on this little cough drop. And I thought I was going to be so helpful. And I ended up creating this massive distraction. And then I start laughing. Jordan starts laughing. It's just, we are just like in a giggle fit, but you're trying not to be loud.
And if my parents start laughing, like they can't stop either. They're like they're like us. They're like little children. And we were all, I'm sure Denise was just like so embarrassed, but I was too. I was embarrassed, but it is what it is.
Tears like going down my face. And then we went up and we had communion like soon after. And I was just
we had to walk up to the front too. Yeah, we were
like, just like still about to lose it the whole time.
You felt like they must think we're not taking this seriously, but like, that's not what it was at all.
It's one of those moments where you want to be like, really, I'm a good person. Like
you feel like they're judging you, not because like you're in a church, not like, I don't believe in that stereotype anyway, that, Christians judge people. Some do, but anyway, we're in that, like, you feel like you're just probably being judged, rightfully so. Like, I should be judged in this moment because I am acting like an insane person.
Yeah.
In a church. But sometimes you get laughing and you can't stop.
Yeah, it was so funny. I mean, it was hilarious. So, yeah. So that was something we did when we were in Pennsylvania. The first year we moved down to Georgia and we worked at the retirement home, we were not able to come back up north for Christmas. So we didn't really get to see anybody for the holidays that year. So Jordan and I actually made a song and we sang it. We put it up on Facebook, and it was to the tune of "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas," but we named it "We're Sorry That We Ruined Christmas."
Yep, and I'll share that in the podcast show notes. So if you are listening to this on my website, you can just scroll down and look and you watch that video. That's fine. It's already on YouTube. A lot of our family members have already seen it. If you want another hilarious viewing, go ahead and check that out. We think it's funny. But we are planning on doing another one this year, Miranda.
Yes, but we're still working on the lyrics and everything, so I don't want to give anything away yet.
Yeah. Do you want me to say what it's... Nope, we're not going to give anything away. The lips are zipped.
Yes, they are.
We will share it at some point, though, so if you follow me at all on Facebook or wherever, I'm sure that you'll see that video at some point.
Yeah, so that'll be fun, because this year is going to be different again, because we would be able to go back, but it would be a lot of traveling for a short amount of time. So fortunately, we're not working Christmas, but we are going to be having a quiet Christmas here in North Carolina because we did a whole bunch of traveling for Thanksgiving and it was crazy. So for Christmas, we're just going to stay here. We're going to have a quiet Christmas. So I think that's going to be something that's really nice. It's going to be different, but like we said, we've had a lot of different Christmases because we've just been doing something different every year. So
yeah, I think it's cool. I think we can talk about traditions a little bit more, and I want to ask Miranda a question. Why do you think we why do you think we have traditions? Like, what do you think that is the rationale, or like what's a good reason to start a tradition?
I think because to me there's nothing sweeter than just a shot of nostalgia, and I think there's nothing better than having a tradition and just getting excited about it. And, if there's something you've done for 20 years and it's something you do around Christmas time, you do it with your family, whatever it is, you just get the warm, fuzzy feelings immediately just because you think about all the other years, how far you've come, where you've been, the past. It's just, I think traditions are great. I think eventually you and I will have more like set in place, but like I said, it's just been kind of all over the place. But
yeah, I think the cool thought with that is like traditions are amazing and they have that nostalgic feel, but they have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
So a lot of our traditions that me and Miranda just had like a brainstorming session last night about what we were going to do, for the couple days that we're off over Christmas. Yes, we're weird. We wrote it on a whiteboard, kind of what we're going to be doing. So please don't judge us. But we love that. We enjoy planning in that way, just thinking of ideas. And that's mostly because we know ourselves. If we're here with nothing planned and nothing to do, and nothing like no exercising or anything like that, especially if there's bad food around, we're just going to eat bad food, not exercise, and be lazy all day and feel terrible. So
we implode.
We fall apart very quickly. But traditions, yes, they have to start from somewhere. And, we're trying to start some new ones this year, just with different things that we're thinking that we want to do. So it's something to think about. If you find yourself in a place where you've come into some recent change, whether good change or bad change, we're all going to be facing something. Maybe just brainstorm a little bit and think of some new traditions that you can do. There's always cool new traditions that you can set in place that will just be so much fun for you and your family. We just gave some ideas right here of different ones from other countries. If you want to eat KFC every Christmas, just have that, do that. If you want to hide your brooms, you can do that as well. Like Miranda said, she adopted the Christmas pickle in the tree thing.
Yeah.
So there's different things you can do. If you want to rent a Yule Cat and have him eat people, you can do that. No, I'm just kidding about that one. Just get some new clothing. I don't know. You can have different traditions. Miranda and I, for what do we say? We're doing it Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. We're going to go, instead of buying presents for each other in advance, because we can't really do that on our cards and hide anything from each other. We're going to go out together and just buy our Christmas presents together, and just see how that works. So it's just try new things, see how they work for you. You're going to have traditions that way. The cool thing that I feel very passionate about as far as like traditions and change goes, there's always new ventures out there that will be even more enjoyable than the ones you already do. So I am all for traditions. I am all for like doing things in some ways, tradition-wise, as you've always done them. But think about the fact, too, that there's so many other like cool, interesting things that you can get involved in, that you can make a tradition for your family that are not just the same old, same old.
Yeah. That was a good speech.
Thank you. I knew you were going to make fun of me somewhat for that.
You got on a roll there. That was good. So, yeah, like Jordan said, it's cool to have traditions that you've done forever, but also keep an open mind if there's something new, a new tradition, Like you said, traditions have to start somewhere. So if you want to have some weird, quirky tradition, get it started. No time like the present.
Yep. All right, guys, we thank you for listening. We're going to wrap that up. We're going to wrap this episode up. We thank you for listening to our Christmas episode on traditions. From me and Miranda, both from the bottom of our hearts, we hope you have a very, very, very Merry Christmas. Keep the stockings fresh. Keep smashing gingerbread houses. Do some new traditions. Have some fun. But we just hope you all stay frosty, friends.